Alright. And we're back with Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Let me just get the usual out the way. Alright. We really are good to go. Alright, now, where was I? Oh, yeah. Last time I left off, it was just, it's pretty much just a shopping episode. Aside from the dragon hunt. Let's see. Alright. I've put this off for too long. I'm actually going to finally talk to the party members. See if any of them have anything new to say. Alright, give me a sec. Alright, now. Where to begin? Alright. Guess we'll start with who I'm closest to. Which is no one. We'll talk to Socio and then move on from there. Give me a sec. Alright. Good to go. Good to go. False alarm. So where you at? You over here playing cards? Let's see. Socio is drawing a fortress on a hill with solid walls, looming towers, and knights bearing banners marching through the gates. You don't realize at first that you have seen this place before. The cleric's gift has rendered the lost chapel almost unrecognizable. Good afternoon, Commander. How can I help you? Let's see. There's anything? Alright. See, tell me about yourself. To be honest, I don't have much to tell. I had done little with my life until I met you. If you want to know anything, just ask. You've fought in more than a few battles. What does your faith in Shelyn mean to you now? In times of peace, the goddess is the embodiment of everything good in the world. Beauty, wisdom, happiness. After a day spent working, covered in sweat, with dirty hands and a sore back, I'd come to the temple and melt in the glimmer of stained glass and the sounds of music. It's as if I departed the regular world and went up to the celestials. But here in the war, in this meat grinder among the demons, filth, and death, here I know the true meaning of serving Shelyn. She is not something higher that surpasses common people in their everyday life. She is that life. You see, true beauty is not in statues and paintings, but in dignity. In what allows us to keep looking like people and not turn into animals or imps. I once thought that Shelyn's domain was churches and museums, and that the world without her was colorless humdrum life. But in truth, peaceful daily life is beautiful, if you spend it among decent people. And a world without beauty, it's not routine, it's living hell. Without Shelyn, all of Golarion would look like the world would. Alright. Thank you for telling me about yourself. Silson to you with a smile. What do you think of your brother's fate now? Can't wrap my head around what I've learned. As if we're talking about a different person altogether. How could he? The shield to that she-devil in black armor. Oh, Shelyn, let this all be a mistake. Okay, thanks for your answers. Alright, talk to him. I'm talking to Seele next, because to be honest, I don't think she has much to say. Know more about you. Yeah, she's got nothing new. How it affected you greatly. Nope, she's got nothing new. Alright. And with that, we'll talk to Arueshalae. Arueshalae looks at you and smiles sadly without saying a word. Do you like silence? I used to talk a lot before, and all of it was a lie. My words ruined so much. I like silence more now. What are you doing here? I'm watching. She nods at the city dwellers as they hurry past. I'm listening to their conversations, studying their faces. I'm trying to understand what they truly are. Don't you think you're being a little creepy? What? The succubus blinks surprised. Really? Why? I don't mean any harm. Why do you like to watch people? You know, in my old life, I thought I knew everything about them. I was a master of seduction, after all. I knew how to tempt a mortal into doing anything I required. I could trap them in a lie or lie myself and never get caught. It's disgusting to remember, but that was my life for many centuries. Now I see I knew nothing. A demon warrior probably also considers himself an expert on mortals because he's killed so many of them. He certainly knows where to thrust the spear for a quick death, and where to thrust it for a long and painful one. And he thinks that's enough. My knowledge, it was of the same kind. I ruined many mortals without learning the first thing about them. Now I watch them to understand them. This won't give my victims back their lives, of course, but still. By growing closer to these mortals, it's like I'm paying back some part of my debt to my victims' memories. Have you learned anything new about mortals? They love cats. Arueshalae speaks in a very serious manner. as if sharing an important scientific discovery with you. But then a moment later she smiles to give the joke away. Seriously, have your observations of humans led to anything? I wouldn't want to draw any rash conclusions. I've only been watching them for a short while, but I think I have understood one thing. The succubi have a saying, mortals always lie. If a mortal isn't talking, it means she's busy lying to herself. But now I see this isn't true. You mortals aren't liars, you're dreamers. Each of you creates a huge daydream for yourself, and everyone you share your life with. It isn't exactly a lie, because the daydream is your truth. I see. Let me ask you another question. Of course, but forgive me if I don't have any answers. Tell me about yourself. I'm afraid you won't like what I'm going to tell you. Where do succubi come from? Did you have a childhood? No. Well, yes, but in brief, the abyss is nothing like the mortal world. Arushale makes a gesture in the air, trying to find the right words. You remember life since conception. No, wait. You don't remember that part, do you? Certainly you know everything since birth. We do not. Normally, when a human dies, the Lady of Graves decides which plane they go to. Most often, those who arrive in the abyss turn into larvae. You know, the little worms no one notices until you step on them. They crawl in the mud for centuries, devouring each other, and the strongest ones turn into demons. I don't know how that transformation happens. Maybe we hatch out of them, like caterpillars out of butterflies? No, wait, it's the other way around. Or maybe greater demons sculpt us out of them, like so much clay? I don't know what happened to the larva that they used to make me. In my own memory, it begins with vague, fragmentary images, terrors, executions, orgies. I remember some poor lad, half gnawed by the larva. He was crying and begging to be killed, and I pointed at him and laughed, and said I wouldn't. Desna, forgive me. I'm so ashamed. How did you end up turning against the abyss? Temptation. Arushale smiles sadly. Strange, isn't it? So many people believe that being good is important, but it's boring and unpleasant. And all that's enjoyable and tempting pertains to evil. Even the servants of kind gods often think so, do they not? You have no idea how easy that makes the role of a temptress. Well, it was my great fortune to discover that it's not always like that. Arushale looks away. My last victim was a priestess of Desna, the tender of dreams. As you know, demons do not sleep. Mortals always compare their greatest moments to dreams. So I decided it would be interesting to see for myself, and while I was at it, forgive me, goddess, to mock Desna. This priestess lay in my arms, dying of my kiss. I remember every smallest detail. The cold sweat on her skin, her eyes rolled back into her head, her weak whisper. It's so difficult to recount. Well, I dove into her mind to see what mortal dreams were like, but the goddess saw me in her realm, and, it turned out, I remained there far longer than I planned. What did Desna do to you? As a punishment, she gave me mercy. I often think, why me? She could easily have blown me away like smoke, with the flick of her finger. The gods rarely trouble themselves with the lives of mortals, and even less so with demons. But for reasons of her own, she paid me special attention. She awoke in me the memories of the sinners whose souls were used to create me. All those humans, I knew nothing of them until Desna showed me. Each of them had their own dreams, and a world without pity trampled each of them and placed them on a path that led to the abyss. Their memories, all their hopes and pain. I'm sorry, it's hard for me to talk about this. You see tears well up in the succubus's eyes. Arushale wipes away her tears and continues. The most important thing I realized was that every mortal is a little world of hopes and dreams, and that although I might be a succubus, I didn't have to live forever with those beastly, boring pleasures and tortures of the abyss. I can be free. I can be myself. If only I can understand who I am. You don't know who you are? What of you? Do you know who you are? Are there many mortals who can make that claim? Before returning me to the mortal realm, Desna whispered something to me. I can still hear her words. She asked me, "And what do you dream of?" And I don't know. I still don't. You see, demons are simple creatures. Arushale purses her lips. Each is guided by 2 or 3 strong sins. Before my conversation, my sins were all I was. A ball of desires without anyone behind them doing the desiring. Desires for sex, for flattery, and food. But now I have me, and it's amazing, but it's so complicated. Arushale makes an apologetic gesture and smiles. Hold on, everyone. Hello, Atrocious. Give me a minute. I'll be back in about 2 minutes now. No, so, never mind about the minute. Alright. And we're back. Alright. The only thing I was doing was catching up and talking to party members for now. I don't want to screw this up. Alright, as I was continuing, what did you do after Desna converted you? I traveled. In the beginning, I thought it wise to keep away from demons and their temptations. Run off to Absalom, or perhaps even further to another plane. But then I realized that I didn't deserve freedom yet. The abyss was still in me. It called me, tempting me, seducing me. If I ran away, I would soon return to my old habits. Arishale forces the word from her mouth. That is why I came here, to join the war, to remember who my enemy is, to defeat the demons, not just for the mortal world, but for myself as well. Because if I don't kill my past, it will always be reaching for me. I'm a wonderful liar. I'm no longer proud of it, but it's still true. The demons never suspected my treason until the very end. I lived as a spy, and regularly reported back to the priests of Desna whatever I learned. Naturally, I concealed my identity from them as well. Oh, greetings, Heimdall! How'd you can make it? Now that I'm actually done with what I was doing, I can give a more enthusiastic hello to you as well, Atrocious. I'm glad you managed to make it. Alright, what was it? Alright. I would never have been caught, but when I learned that Descar was planning an attack on Canabras, there was no time for caution. I risked everything to warn you, and paid with my freedom. What are you and Dragoon Lady today? Dragoon Lady is stuck at work because we both have jobs, and I am not a successful enough Twitch streamer to say, oh, we don't need to do anything but be there for our fans. So since I can't do that, work. She's at work. I don't know how long she's stuck there for, but she's stuck there. Oh no. Yeah, it sucks. Huh. So anyway. Let's see. In the army. No. With my help, you could turn and inflict terrible vengeance on who that lawful join the Crusaders opening from the start. She's a barista. Doesn't pay well, but at least it's an easy job. Yep. Okay. Thank you for not running from evil, but confronting it. Boy. Yes, I'm glad I did, but you know it's hard. Evil calls me back every day, and when it's so close, what if one day I grow tired of fighting? So do you worship Desna now? The goddess did a lot for me, more than I ever deserved. Asking anything more of her would be impudent. I'm grateful to her, but I try not to trouble her with my prayers. Thank you for your answers. I hope they didn't upset you too much. At least not as much as they upset me. Earlier today. Finally starts tonight. Congratulations. And good luck on your run, Heimdall. And all of us claim to have one. Be disabled because of my depression. Still going. My condolences. I'm dealing with mine too. Damn. I honestly don't have depression. I can't really try to act like I know what you guys are going through. I knew several people who have depression. So. Well, I still know two. In real life. They're doing okay, but it still sets in every now and again. Well, all I can do is try to be there for them, you know? At any rate, may I ask you a personal question? The kind of question a mortal might ask a succubus. You want to talk about sex? Arushale looks you in the eye. Ask me anything. I'll not keep secrets from you. But don't expect to hear anything light-hearted or pleasant. Yes. Oracle, nature, wind, angel staff, and perhaps one more master. Oh. Hello? Alright, door's open. Alright, love you too. Oh, speak of the devil. Alright, she's on her way now. Alright, the kiss of a succubus is deadly, isn't it? Not just the kiss. Any caress of any kind sucks the life from mortals. And there's nothing I can do about it. You're a good friend, Zero. Being there for your friends is important. That's all I'm gonna try to do. Alright, now. Yeah, devil is coming. I should have chose my words better for that. Alright, whatever. Arushale touches her lips ever so slightly. For mortals, tenderness is tenderness and violence is violence. But I don't know what it's like to kiss and not inflict pain. I just hope my observations of mortals will help me understand. Young lovers, old spouses, even what mortals condemn as promiscuity. To me, it all looks like something amazingly human. Hey there.
Hi. Hey, peeps.
The chat was talking about you.
What were they saying?
Well, Atrocious mentions how he knows you're a barista.
Okay.
And I said, speak of the devil when you called. And so now Heimdall said, yay, the devil is coming. Aside from that, let's just talk about gameplay stuff.
Wait.
And how a lot of people here are apparently dealing with some depression.
I feel that. Wait, I get paid well. I make $15 an hour.
Could you stop trying to dox yourself? Not every place.
Starbucks.
Okay.
That's not the minimum wage out here in the U.S. Starbucks.
All across the states.
That's
all right.
Here.
All right, then never mind. It's no surprise that we're in the States. You get nothing from a single level dip in Lore Master. You get at least level 2 from the knowledge bonus at least. Alright.
That Heimdall name makes me think of Heimerdinger in League.
Well, that's cute, because I am never playing League of Legends.
You never played League?
No. I've played it. I've played it a long time
never
ago.
played him.
I've played him too. I just don't want to play League of Legends again.
I don't know if I'll ever play again.
It's not for me. It's thanks to it I know how to pronounce Heimdall's name.
My head hurts. I might have a stress
Hmm.
Yeah. Holidays, apparently, that's when we get more busy. I'm not used to all this. It's cold out, too.
Yeah, it is. Winter, it's starting to set into winter.
I'm not bringing out my winter coat until there's snow.
It's alright to get recognized. No one's gonna swat you. I mean, unless you're the Lord of the Flies. Game's not up, so she isn't wrong.
I ding. I don't know what you're
Winter
talking
is
about.
coming. Indeed. Alright, what was I talking about?
What?
Let's see.
I got this for bro.
What's that? Oh,
Christmas blend.
Christmas blend. Oh, cool. Just spicy chocolate and spruce tips.
It's supposed
Neat.
to be dark roast.
Hopefully he likes it. Alright, now, what was I talking about this? Oh, right.
Distracted.
Yeah, I'm trying to talk to the succubus in the party.
Ooh. Have you dated her yet?
I don't know how to. I don't want to fuck it up. Apparently, if you just choose all options, I think you can screw up your chances. Also, Zero, remember to check up on Krenuk in this chapter. Oh yeah, that little kobold in the one camp. I never went to him in my last playthrough.
Ironic. It's winter out here now, and it's winter in the game.
I deliver my viewers that true immersion. Ding level up. Congrats. That sound is usually referred to as a ding. If you level up, congratulations, because it's kind of hard. It can get kind of hard in your first run through. Except for the first 2 levels. I think those are pretty easy.
Level up in what?
In this game. Alright, let me try to read this. Let's see. You know, a drop of vital energy is a small price to pay for your kiss. Or, wait. You mean you don't just watch people during the day out in the street? Well, I never touch anyone. I never harm anyone. I just watch and listen. Is that bad?
A drop of energy is a small price to pay for this.
No, I didn't pick that option. Let's see. Not lawful, not chaotic. Let's just say they wouldn't be happy if they found out you were watching. Don't worry, they'll never find out. Don't forget, I'm a very good spy. Okay. What is sex between demons like? Everything demons do is a sort of cannibalism. Each devours mortals and other demons in their own way. Some enjoy literally tearing off pieces of flesh with their teeth. Others like to subdue and turn their prey into slaves and living tools. Some feed on others' humiliation. It comes in different forms, but the essence is always the same. Another being is an object to be used for your own pleasure. Demon sex doesn't differ from any other type of violence. In my former life, it was something I did to others or others did to me. Only one person ever received pleasure, not the other. Do you still feel desire? Arushale keeps a long silence as she searches for the right words. You see, on the one hand, my succubus nature remains with me. I feel the desire I feel is the one from my old life. When I look at any mortal, I immediately imagine how she looks away. But that feeling, that desire, it's not what mortals feel. When you like someone, you don't ponder how good it would feel to drink their soul, do you? You think about how good it would feel to be together. Together, you see. You know how you want someone and at the same time not want to destroy them? For me, it's always one and the same. That kobold keeps breaking the fourth wall. He knows too much.
In the game they're playing?
No, in this game.
In this game?
Yep. I'll find out what he's talking about soon enough. Right. True despair rings in Arushale's voice. I'm not even talking about love. Just the common mutual affection of mortals, when they're not poisoned with violence. Now I know that I've never felt it. It's hard to imagine how it's even possible. Let's see.
You're not going to do that one? Oh, what was the answer whenever it said the kiss of a succubus is deadly, isn't it? What was that answer?
Not just the kiss. Any caress of any kind sucks the life from mortals, and there's nothing I can do about it. Arushale touches her lips ever so slightly. For mortals, tenderness is tenderness and violence is violence, but I don't know what it's like to kiss and not inflict pain. I just hope my observations of mortals will help me understand. Young lovers, old spouses, even mortals condemn it as promiscuity. To me, it all looks like something amazingly human.
Promiscuity?
Promiscuity.
What's that?
It means sleeping around.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can you romance her if you can't even touch her? Right? I had that same question in my first run. Apparently it's possible, Heimdall. I'm gonna try it in this run, but like, phew.
Sorry, you're going off 5 and 6.
Touching the butt is very important. So you're an ass man. Got it.
But boobs are good too.
I'm an all-rounder. I can enjoy pretty much everything about the woman. Pretty much.
Interesting.
Now, I'm not really picky. Well, it has to be a girl. Like, that's kind of it. Well, I do have a target zone age limit. If you're too young, it's a no. If you're too old, it's a no. But if you're somewhere in those target zones of the age group, then chest, ass, you can have a 6-pack or belly folds. I'm all for it.
But I'm number 1, right?
At least you can romance her. I'm doomed to being a fuck buddy. What?
I don't get it.
Huh. Yeah, proud one. But I never deny the boobs. Congrats.
But I'm number 1, right?
Hmm?
I'm number 1, right?
Well, you're real, so yes. I could... thanks to the power of video games and dating sims, technically I could have an imaginary harem. But that don't mean shit. Alright. Better than nothing. Friends with benefits.
Is someone
Congrats.
knocking on the door?
No, someone's working carpentry.
Oh yeah, one of the roads is closed. I found it the hard way.
Hmm? Real ones are always better. Yeah.
Yeah,
I won't deny that one.
it doesn't release a chemical.
All right.
But they can be very addicting.
Thank you for being so open. Oh, wait. You know, a drop of vital energy is a small price to pay for your kiss. Nah, I won't say that. Thank you for being so open. Richelieu nods without saying a word. Oh, by the way, fun fact, apparently some mythic paths change your hair color. Oh, that's actually news to me, but from what I saw, there were several mythic paths that changed your skin color. Namely the demon and the lich path.
You can't choose that when you're creating the character to make copper gold hair?
Yeah. You probably can. The problem is, like, if you pick the wrong mythic path, it changes. Went from silver to black. Black. Wait, did you make a lich? Alright. Well, at any rate. Tell me about life in the Abyss. I can't tell you about all of the Abyss. I've only seen a small part. If you like, I can tell you about the Midnight Isles and the Lucianera. Tell me about the Midnight Isles. In the ocean of Ishiar, I hope I'm reading that right, not far from the mouth of the river Styx, there is a chain of islands. This is the realm of Nocticula, the queen of the succubi. There is no sun there, only a moonlit night alternating with a moonless one. Nocticula, demon lord of assassins, darkness, and lust. Lady Nocticula is a beautiful but deadly creature. Even demon lords aren't safe from her deadly seductions. The number of demon lords she's seduced and assassinated is formidable. Nocticula's abyssal realm consists of dozens of islands on an immense sea of still black water. The sky is always dark here, with strange stars and a disturbingly large moon in the sky above. Each of these midnight isles represents a demon lord or other notable entity she's assassinated. With each new kill, her realm grows.
What? Really?
The other demon lords treat Nocticula with a mixture of obsession and fear. The Mashtu's cult has taken notice of Nocticula's rising power, and has increased the level of hostility with her worshippers, causing some to believe that Nocticula may be close to becoming the second demon to ascend to divinity.
Interesting.
Freeman. Nocticula sounds like a good friend to have. Good. No.
Food friend.
Oh. No. You said it right. Food friend to have. Yeah. Oh, phone. Give me a sec to boot up PC. Alright. And for succubi in general. Succubi are a race of demons infamous across the plains for tempting mortal souls and engendering misery and destruction through their seductive manipulations. They are sometimes called lust demons. Succubi savor the sweet taste of a mortal's life force and possess the ability to drain it with their infamous soul-sucking kiss. Alright, anyway, what else is there about it? Each of the islands is one of Nocticula's trophies, the remains of a powerful entity that perished at her hands. As you see, you cannot take a step in the abyss without treading on corpses.
Oh, wow.
Tell me about Lucianera. The Porphyry City is Nocticula's capital. There's no city like it in the mortal world. Absalom is a village in comparison. Millions, I don't exaggerate, millions of demons and mortals live there. Some come voluntarily, not only from Golarion, but from other planes as well. Nocticula keeps an open boundary and enjoys having many guests, merchants, and travelers in the city. Some arrive in chains. The slave trade is the most thriving business in the city.
What is it?
What?
I was going to ask about the Glorium when you're wonderful.
Golarion. The planet Golarion orbits a yellow sun in the far reaches of the material plane. Third of 11 in orbit, this blue planet contains vast oceans and lush green lands, and is the perfect environment for countless cultures. Indeed, Golarion is the most populous planet in its solar system. Its innately hospitable and life-sustaining environment is presumably the work of the gods, so astronomers sometimes refer to Golarion as the Child. Astronomers of other planets, however, often refer to Golarion as the Cage, in reference to its cosmic role in the prison of the mad god Rovagug, who lies dormant at the world's core. There you go.
Perfect planet for countless what?
Perfect planet for...
Oh, perfect environment for countless cultures.
Alright. From afar, the city may seem a merry place. Many of its dwellers do enjoy themselves, until it's their turn to become someone else's toy. It's a city of suffering, Mendel. Of cheerful, festive torments that everyone in the city inflicts on those around them.
So the only one who seems not to suffer is probably the leader. What's her name? Nocticula. She probably does. Is the only one who doesn't ever suffer there.
Who knows? What are some places of interest in Elutionera? The heart of the business quarter is the flesh markets, where the slave trade takes place. I grew up in the mansion of Lady Velexia. Her house is always full of guests doing their best to entertain her. Those whose performance is not to her liking risk remaining at her house forever. The main attraction of the Succubi city is, of course, the brothels, the 10,000 delights. I need not tell you what they offer. If you can imagine it, someone is selling it. Not far from there you can find the Harem of Ardent Dreams, which serves as a sort of city hall. Shamira, Nocticula's right hand and mayor of Elutionera, receives her visitors there. For those who prefer bloodier sport, there are many arenas in the city. The most famous of them is Battle Bliss. Battles run continuously, without breaks and without rules. It doesn't matter what trickery you use to win. It only matters how much fun the crowd is having. Princess Lund, I hate this map. And above it all towers the House of Silken Shadows, Nocticula's palace. Hundreds, thousands of towers and domes, adorned with jewels. There are legends of what happens inside. Many have striven to experience the delights of the Succubi Queen's palace, forgetting that it was built for her pleasure, not theirs. I have to wonder who I'll take into battle with me against Marhavok. Oh my god, that name is so great. More Havoc. If I remember right, he wasn't really all that tough. You can probably just throw anyone at him. Oh wait, what difficulty are you on? Alright. Well, hold on. While we're at... What can you tell me about Nocticula? She's called the Lady in Shadow. They say that she was the first succubus. She's far from the most powerful of the demon lords, but this hasn't kept her from being the ruin of many creatures significantly more powerful than herself, even building her kingdom upon their bones. They say that, like Lamashtu, she strives to turn herself from a demon lord into a true goddess.
Who's Lamashtu?
Lamashtu, also known as Mother of Monsters, Mistress of Insanity, and Grandmother Nightmare, is the goddess of madness, monsters, and nightmares. She is the only demon lord to attain true divinity. She is the mother and patroness of many misshapen and malformed creatures that crawl, slither, or hop on, above, or below the surface of Golarion. Her unholy symbol is a three-eyed jackal head, which may be represented in many ways, and her sacred animal is the jackal.
What's a jackal?
I don't really know. I used to know, but it's been a while since I saw the Discovery Channel. It's an actual animal, I know that. I just don't know the whole detail of that. No. She enjoys killing, but her favorite tools are seduction and deception. She only stoops to crude violence when there are no other games to play. And even then she backstabs from the shadows. Her favorite weapon is a crossbow, though a silk garrote would suit her better.
Do you know what a garrote is?
No. Alright, fine. We're at that time, everyone.
But
hold on.
At least finish reading this part?
No, I'm just going to expand my knowledge. I do this every time I come across a new word.
Oh, I thought that time as in you were social media.
No. Not yet. I do that in about half an hour.
It's so good. I didn't even forget about this.
Cool. Let's see. Alright. I'll go ropes. What is that? Okay. A garrote is a vile... A garrote... garrote is a weapon, usually a handheld ligature of chain, rope, scarf, wire, or fishing line used to strangle a person. There you go. It's just something specifically designed to strangle people with. Alright. If you should ever meet her, do not believe a word she says, and do not fall for her provocations. Do not try to beat her at her own game, and most importantly, remember, the worst mistake anyone can make is to underestimate her. Say Zero, do you remember how to progress the quest with Mimir? Because I can't seem to find the NPC for the life of me. Which is weird. Not interested.
Something like that, which is where, like what, the strangle thing?
I imagine he's referring to the strangle thing.
Oh, okay.
No.
What?
No.
No what?
You said okay and then you got up.
I'm making food.
You stood up as soon as you said okay to that. Assumptions are made. Alright, go make the food. Alright,
I don't
thanks
like
for the
fish on
information.
little strings.
Alright, thanks for the information. I'll be happy if it helps. What do you think of the powers I gave you? It's a great temptation. I don't know if I should be trusted with such power. I certainly wouldn't trust myself with it. When you have so much power, it's easy to decide you're a god and the mortals are your toys. Perhaps I should wait until after we defeat the forces of the Abyss. But that's precisely what these powers are for. She thinks for a moment, then speaks softly. You take a great risk. I'm not sure I can handle the temptation. It's hard enough as it is. Alright, I have to go. I'll be watching you. Right.
Oh, I brought a cake pop for you to try. It's the reindeer. It's the cheetah. Fine. You want to try that?
Sure, why not?
I said a bite.
Wow.
No, keep it.
Wow.
I asked him if he wants to try to buy my cake pop, and he puts the whole thing. He takes the whole thing.
Phrasing.
I said a bite.
Mm-hmm.
How did I phrase it wrong?
Alright. There's a perception check at the end. If you want to do worth it, trust me. Alright, hold on. Darren. You know what? Darren asks, not bothering to greet you properly. I've noticed a certain cyclical pattern in my life ever since I met you. Cyclical? A certain cyclical pattern in my life ever since I met you. First, something happens that leaves me positively intrigued. Then I descend into the depths of fear and anger. And then I start to think that it's not so bad. The curiosity comes back. And then something even more dreadful occurs. Mean if you haven't been to Winter yet. Alright, I'll check the inn out. I haven't been to Winter Sun yet, no. Alright. The demons attacking my home and the city around it was unpleasant enough already, but I thought I could compensate for that by striking up a curious acquaintance and having some new experiences. Then my dearest cousin threw me right into the middle of a crusade. And just when I started to see some positives in my current situation, the gargoyles kidnapped me. The slaughter in Dresden following my triumphant rescue effectively put out every spark of optimism that I had managed to gather. Now the city is in our hands again, and it's getting more and more tolerable to stay here. I feel surprisingly good, and I'm even beginning to find the city rather enjoyable. This brings one very reasonable question to my mind. What is the next outrageous and dangerous mess you're going to pull me into? I have a couple more perilous trials and insurmountable challenges in store just for you. You like the sound of your voice, don't you? Was that an overly verbose and oblique attempt to thank me and impart just how much you enjoy Dresden? Darren chuckles softly. Do you really think someone like me is capable of experiencing such virtuous feelings as gratitude and affection? Most certainly not. Your intuition betrays you. I was just mocking you. There were definitely some sharp insults hidden under all those florid turns of phrase. Such is the way of aristocrats and politicians. And yes, I do like it in Dresden, much to my own surprise. Okay, got anything new to talk about? Yeah, here we go. I'd like to ask about life in Mendev and the Crusade. Ask Molares. What's Queen Galfrey like in person? You mean my dearest cousin? Oh, she is the embodiment of all the virtues one can possibly think of, and all the unthinkable ones as well. She is beautiful, wise, charismatic, sharp-witted, a kind yet ambitious ruler, a skilled fighter, and a beacon of faith for all the worshippers of Iomedae. Have I already mentioned her unrivaled beauty? I'm more than sure that even her cooking is delicious. If she would deign to descend to the realm of mortals and actually try to cook something. The old bitch. Darren's bored tone doesn't waver even on the last words. If you think I am insulting her dishonorably behind her back, then you are wrong. Her Majesty is perfectly aware of my feelings toward her. The entire capital knows it as well. All of Canabras too. If not the entire country. My royal cousin is the quintessence of everything that irritates me about my glorious motherland. Her flamboyant righteousness, forced selflessness, and, sadly, her sincere devotion and austerity. The Count frowns. I must give her credit for one thing, though. She somehow managed to keep this country united even despite the unrelenting demonic threat and the influx of thousands of foreigners every day. After a pause, Darren continues. Galfrey of Mendev is like a demigoddess to many of our paladins. She is the Crusader Queen, the Sword of Iomedae. Is there any other monarch on Golarion whose subjects love them so ardently? The church pays for her life elixirs, so that she can continue to be the cement that keeps the crusade together. Without her, this whole war machine would fall to pieces immediately, and I'd so love to watch it crumble. This holy pot is in need of a good stir. Can't think of anything else at the moment. Wonderful. Alright, that's it. Talk to Camellia. Greetings. Alright, nope, she doesn't have anything new. Nope. Alright, that's it. Said there was something in the end, so let's go there. The end's over here somewhere. There it is. Alright. Sounds like she will be a good patch for my angel. Guess I'll romance the pants off the queen. Well, you can certainly do worse. Alright, let's go in here. Let's Go into inventory. Or not inventory. Your perception's 21 on its own. Ruchelet's is technically 30 right now, but let me take these goggles off her and give them to Lan. Alright. Now I should be running. Oh no, it's still a 30? What? Whatever. Oh. Hello, Tyrell. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I keep forgetting to do this when somebody new comes to the chat. Please be sure to follow. It's greatly appreciated. There, that's the obligatory sell myself channel thing. If you do, great. If you don't, well, it's still cool. Welcome to the stream all the same. Oh, crap. I can't pick that lock. Not even with a lock pick. Damn. Alright. What do we have here? If there's anything I'm supposed to find with my perception, maybe I already found it? Because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to use whoever has the highest perception, not mine.
Let us press on.
Ninja has nothing new to talk about. Alright.
We march ahead.
There's nothing new here. Let's see here. I already talked to Horrible Storm, all of them. I don't think there's anything new here. Is there anything to talk? Right, Lady Konomi. Alright. Let's see. Lady Konomi is engrossed in reading some kind of letter. Upon noticing you, she frowns nervously for a moment, but then greets you with a graceful bow. Commander, how may I be of service to you? And another one goes for the Hag Queen. Well, and who do you go for? Ruchelet is a succubus that's been alive for centuries. Alright. What is your role in the army? Commander. Oh, don't get me wrong, Commander, but I'm not your soldier. I serve Her Majesty Queen Galfrey. She sent me to head the diplomatic council of the Crusade and consult with you on particularly sensitive matters. What's the diplomatic council and why do I need it? To solve matters of politics, of course. The Crusade is more than just battles and sieges. It is the largest military project in all of Avestan, funded by the treasuries of more than a dozen major powers, and each one of those powers, in addition to seeking victory over the demons, also pursues its own goals. The Diplomatic Council will manage this tangle of political interests and prevent the Crusade from losing the favor of influential benefactors. And while we're at it, ensure the Neurosian remains satisfied with the state of affairs. After all, for the last 100 years, the entirety of Mendevian politics has revolved around the Crusades in some shape or form. That's why the capital has sent me here, to observe, offer suggestions, and keep the diplomatic situation under control. Oh, hold on. Be right back. Let's try this again. You know good well who I go for, and the succubus can't be a hag. The whole point of a demon is to be eternally young. Well, to an extent at least. But Galfrey is a human that has lived over a century. How's that not a hag? When you drink, she has a fountain of youth thing going on. That's why. It doesn't count. Alright. Tell me more about the Royal... Let's see. Tell me more about the Royal Council. What is it? The Royal Council, operating under her under Her Majesty, is the highest governing body in Mendev, and comprises her most able and trusted servants. It is responsible for day-to-day matters of state. They are the hands and the voice of the Queen. The Council has gathered people from all walks of life. Some of them are nobles, but many more are citizens of humble origins who earn their positions through their wit. Many are rich, but a fair number of them are of a more humble means. Some are pious and pure-hearted, like Lord Inquisitor Kasori and Captain Jasper of the Crusader Heralds. Others are more flexible and ambitious, but each of them faithfully serves Mendev's cause. Tell me about yourself, Lady Konomi. Let's see. Lowers her eyes in a show of modesty. You know, it's unbecoming of a diplomat to talk about themselves at length, but how am I to refuse you? I come from Tianxia, from the noble Kitsune. Like any Kitsune, I have always been curious to a fault, and my adventures brought me to Avestan, and here in your lands, I met my first and true love, politics. I've served as a diplomat in the courts of six different sovereigns, but working for Her Majesty turns out to be the most interesting of all. Such riveting webs of intrigue and interest are spun around the crusade and the whirlwind. Huh? The Sanderson sisters drink youth potions. Oh. And they're still hags. I don't know who the Sanderson sisters are, but if they still look young because the elixir literally reverses their age, then they are still young. What are you reading? That is a state secret, but for you I can offer a hint. Every single day I receive dozens of classified documents, classified diplomatic missives from all countries supporting the crusade. I have a question regarding diplomacy. I am happy to oblige. I'm always willing to talk about my craft. And it's all fine. Yeah. See? Heimdall gets it. Right. What is the current situation in Mendev? Things aren't terrible for a nation that has been at war with a demonic invasion force for a century. The people are wary of taxes. The army continues to pay tributes in blood, and many noble families are dying out, which breeds inheritance disputes. However, the crown stands strong, and its authority remains high. The nobles are ready to follow Her Majesty's orders, and the Royal Council, comprising the closest and most trusted servants of the Queen, governs the nation sensibly and astutely. This is a pop culture. How can you not know the Sanderson sisters? I just don't know. Alright, why are you so fascinated by politics? Is this something all kitsune share? Not at all. However, we kitsune are predators and our hunting spirit is strong. But unfortunately, chasing rabbits in the fields is rather boring, vulgar, and unfashionable. Politics is a hunt of a much more dignified sort, refined and captivating. Whenever I pick up the quill to write a letter of protest, oh, I feel like I'm ready to go for my praise throat. So invigorating.
What?
I'm not comfortable with the Royal Council imposing its will on me. Please don't paint the situation in such a bleak light, Commander. The Royal Council does not seek to hinder you. It merely suggests the most sensible course of action. The members of the Royal Council have been serving Her Majesty for many years and have proven their wisdom. While your attention is focused on the war, they think about Mendev's future. Listen to their words and there will be a peace between you. You don't look like a soldier, and you're different from my other advisors. You're right, I'm not a soldier. Warfare has always been too bloody for my taste. I prefer the intricate tapestries of politics, proposals with double and triple agendas, clashes of ideologies, and long-term strategizing. But they say that war is merely a continuation of politics, which is why my duties have brought me to your headquarters.
Do you want some?
I have no more questions. Sure, why not?
On the bread or the wrap?
Bread.
Do you want it your own?
Sure. Alright. It's been a pleasure to satisfy your curiosity, Commander. Kitsune are a rare sight in Mendev. Lei Konome shrugs. I'm a child of a passionate and curious people. We live everywhere. You are just not always aware of our existence. You are not the first to have taken an interest in my race. Your companion, Ninio, has already interrogated me. A most unusual individual, or a most amusing individual. Truly, we Kitsune are incapable of normalcy. We find our passions and surrender to it entirely, mind and soul. Although in Ninio's case, I fear that the mind was lost along with common sense. I have to go. Good day to you. See, does Sarah have anything important to talk about? No. The old crusader looks anxious and disoriented. Yes, has something happened? Where did your boy Morvek go? Pain shines in the old man's eyes. His fuzzy gray hair is dirty and hangs down in unkempt strands. He sighs heavily. He ran away, packed his things in the dead of night and disappeared. Must have gone to find some demons to fight. He is a Kelet. His entire clan are blood enemies of demons. They also worship the god Goron. Did you see the straw wolf hanging from his neck? It's their clan talisman. It's called the Little Fang. I put in so much effort to get him to see the light of Iomedae, but he imbibed his loyalty to Goron with his mother's milk. I told him, you can't fight the darkness if you are guided by anger. If rage overwhelms you, you can't. You will either perish or become a villain, or get so used to war that you'll forget what it's like to live as a human. But he only had one thing on his mind. vengeance. For his family, for his ancestors, for his wounded honor. I tried to find him. They say he's been going to the tavern a lot recently. Ever-bright crusaders don't go to taverns. We keep ourselves clean, body and spirit. But Morvag didn't go there to drink or play dice. He was looking for a guide, and he found one. A Kellid too, an old one. A descendant of the Sarkorians. Even the demons couldn't force them out of these lands. They say Morvag wanted to go toward Winter's Sun, an ancient Sarkorian settlement. But I don't know what he wanted there, or where exactly to look for him. There are a lot of demons in that region. I can't send scouts there with an order to leave no stone unturned. There will be too many skirmishes with monsters and huge losses. The old man looks completely devastated. I have to go. Sarah gives you a bright smile. Of course, Commander. You have a lot to do. May Iomedae help you. Alright, so now I got the quest to go find the kid. Was there any other NPC that was going to give out quests? Alright, where's Linda? Commander, the middle-aged dwarf salutes you casually. Her face is disfigured by huge scarred claw marks. One of her eyes is covered by a black patch, but the other is looking at you sternly and intently. Linda, Stranglehold at your service. What's your role in my army? I'm the chief quartermaster in charge of material support. I make sure our brave soldiers are armed, armored, and fed when they go into battle. Or at least 2 out of the 3 are. You know how it goes. Storlinda chuckles. I'm also the head of the Logistics Council. If we're missing something, I'll report it to you right away. What does the Logistics Council do? It supplies. What else? As you lead your troops in those legendary battles, we solve various non-heroic issues like what our fighters are going to eat tomorrow, how to fix a chainmail shortage, and how to get our hands on a shipment of helmets we purchased that's stuck somewhere in Ustaloth. Those are the headaches we deal with. Thank you.
If you don't like it, I'll have it.
That's good.
Sorry.
Hey. Sometimes however, we're faced with something we can't just hash out without you. That's when we have to assemble the council and ask for your decision. But Torag willing, that won't happen too often. We've got your supplies covered, so you go ahead and be heroic to your heart's content. What became of the quartermaster who was taking care of the supplies during the march on Dresden? Nothing, really. He got a medal for his heroism during the assault on Dresden, and now he's right back where he was, keeping up the good work. It's just that a fortress like Dresden is a little out of his league. When you need to supply the camp during a march, he's your man, but it takes a different set of skills to be a chief quartermaster. Oh, yeah. Since I'm done talking to her. What's with the nickname Stranglehold? Our resident jokester came up with it when my hand went numb from the wound. She holds up her crooked fingers, withered to the bone. After that, I left the front lines for the supply service. And then I showed every wisecracker that one hand is all you need to keep your supplies in order. My grip really is a stranglehold, you see. All those thieving quartermasters who go out of their way to sell some ammunition on the sly, scatterbrained officers who lose half a caravan in every skirmish, civilian milksops who always have a sob story to explain why they can't give anything to the army. They all learned why people call old Lord Linda's Stranglehold. We have spells available that could restore your hand. Spend it on some poor sap whose legs got ripped off in the first battle. Thank you for your concern, Commander. But while we're at war, resources should be sent to where they are needed. I'm handling the logistics just fine with one hand. I have to go. Good luck on the front lines. We've got your back. That's our job. Alright, everyone. Next thing I do, I'm going to deal with the storyteller, and then I'm off to go probably the Winter Sun, then do the Green Gates. But that's it for now. Thanks everyone who joined me on this run of Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I'm going to be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel soon. Hope to see you all there, or those of you who are interested in the game. And until then, please, take care.